Cancer, welcome to your bonus in-depth reading that is Celtic Cross. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. With the Celtic Cross reading, as with any tarot reading, take what resonates, leave what does not. And do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, so they may not resonate. I know that's frustrating, but also normal. So if that happens, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Additionally, if a second energy pops up on this board today, then you feel free to reverse those energies as you see fit, as it is appropriate. Okay. What's up? Show me Cancer, please. Yeah. Okay. What's going on? The world, straight away. Yeah, crossing. Ace of Wands. Okay. Knights of Pentacles. Crowning. The moon is in your past. Oh, yeah. Exiting. Nine of Pentacles. Before you. Seven of Swords. Doubts are creeping up on you. Okay. Strengths. Knight of Cups. Yeah. Page of Pentacles in your environment. Ace of Swords and hopes and fears. Outcome is death. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'm glad to see that you released the final doubts on that one. I understand. The world you immediately opened up with, this is closed out. Something here about the energy is questionable. Ace of Wands, the hope is questionable. You shouldn't hope for it anymore, or you don't feel like you should hope for it anymore. Inspiration, no. Passion, no. Questionable sometimes, but it's like, you know what? It's over. I don't have the energy to open this door again. I don't have the energy to regenerate that cycle. I just don't. Just leave it alone, Cancer. Walk away from the door. Get your hand off the handle, Cancer. We don't have the energy for this. Just leave it alone. Sometimes it's questionable. You're not always so convinced, but you open up immediately with the world. So it's kind of like, you know what? It's done anyway. It's done anyway. The door's closed. Just leave it closed. So that tells me sometimes you think about reapproaching that door, maybe opening it, but you're like, you know what? It's closed. Let it stay that way. I don't have the energy for it anyway. Okay, fair. Knights of Pentacles at the crown, slow and steady. That direction, whatever that direction is. You're like, I got a plan, I'm sticking to it. Just this is my jam, this is my zone. I'm gonna stay in my zone. The moon's in the past. Ooh, intrigue. So it's in your past. Something there to look at. Secrets, uncomfortable places. I understand, but we gotta look. Nine of Pentacles on the exit. I strongly feel that is a certain person of individuation that currently isn't in a space of influence for you. Okay? Whoever they are as a person exits a little more every day. But we'll see. Seven Swords is before you. And there it is. Sometimes you doubt this world, this cycle. Is it really over? Indeed. Is it over? Is the hope really gone? And that's the Ace of Wands seems to be your biggest point of energetic reference for that world. Fully believing that cycle is over. Because every now and again you question the energy for it. And that's okay. That happens all the time. The Seven of Swords is before you. It's like, I don't know. So that tells me sometimes you still feel it. But then you kind of default to, well, it's over. Okay. As in future, I see you kind of... Nope. Okay. Knight of Cups is in your strengths, and that's a beautiful strength to have. A little bit on the soft side there. Okay? Soft heart. Expressive. Naturally expressive. Kind of have a poet's heart there. Okay? You feel what you feel. You might be a romantic, too. Where the feelings just kind of flow through you. And every now and again... You know what? I just want to slow down and smell the flowers today. That's all. I understand. But even if you're not very expressive, some of you are, some of you aren't, your feelings are. Sometimes they just flow out of you, and you find yourself attached to things, perhaps easily, and people too, situations, that kind of thing. Page of Pentacles in your environment. If you wanted to invest in something in your environment, you could. That tells me diddly squat, because it's such a small idea, but realistic small idea in your environment. So that could be anything. Expanding or not expanding, investing or not investing, changing things here and there or not. It's at your leisure. Okay, so it doesn't tell me too much. Maybe you have time to kill right now. I don't know, but it's kind of like it's at your leisure. So Ace of Swords and the hopes and fears. Oh, truth there in the hopes and fears. What I'm thinking, my hard truths, my actions, are they correct or are they incorrect? Okay, we'll definitely have to take a look at that. Yeah, I always raise an eyebrow when I see the Ace of Swords there. Because that's a hard truth, and we really don't want to second guess ourselves on that. And death is in the outcome. Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking it's done. I am. But some of you, I just happen to see that. It's a loose card, Six of Pentacles. Some of you, it's done, you know? You know, and that confuses people about the world. We often see it in the closing position, but again, as one door closes, another opens, and sometimes we can reopen old doors. So I say to people all the time, yeah, it can be an old cycle. You know, some people never change the locks, so they kind of keep the key. Or it was never locked to begin with. You know, not really. So let's see that world. What's going on? What's going on? Four of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Yes. Okay. Okay. Some sort of relationship here that was defined. It was defined. Four of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles in the environment. So, there it is. Yeah, very familiar. Okay, Six of Pentacles, there it is, Four of Wands. That relationship was absolutely defined. It seemed balanced. It really did. It was a very simple balance, very straightforward. I have my part, you have your part. I do this, you do that. It looks like a very tidy relationship where everything had its place and every place had its thing, that kind of deal. It's extremely back and forth. I do this, you do this. You know? You take care of the calendar, I do the lawn. It really is back and forth. It's a square. It's an actual square. It's all the corners meet. I mean, it's equally, all sides are equal. I mean, okay. Okay. I mean, let's see the Ace of Wands. What's going on here? It was. Oh, let me put it this way. I'm trying to. It was a very practical relationship. Like I said, it had very defined corners, and all sides were equal. So when I say it was defined, it was defined. You know, you knew your bit. They knew their bit. Everybody knew their bits. Ace of Wands. Page of Swords, Two of Cups. Oh, the Lovers. And then I have something here that's powerfully connected but not as well defined. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the energy's still questioned, just not for that relationship. It's for something else. Okay. I'm not trying to... This is where I like to remind people I'm not here to judge. It's either your reading or it's not. If it's not, then it's not. Check out your other placements. Okay. Yeah, so I see that square relationship. It is cycling out. And we do question the energy, but not for that relationship. Okay? No. Someone here questions the energy for a lover's connection that currently isn't connected, and it wasn't defined. Not in reality, no. So this was this base one, that was defined in reality. This one had some emotional and spiritual definition, but that's it. And the energy for it's still questioned sometimes. We have not lost sight of this lover. We have not lost sight of the love for this lover. We still feel deeply connected to it. We still have a mind towards it. It might be that this connection played a part in triggering, okay, the ending of that square relationship, all right? I'm not saying it was the main feature. Obviously, if that's closing out, there were bigger issues at play. Because this does not show up physically, but it shows up as a point of awareness, very strong awareness. And energy still flows to that lover to this day, emotionally and spiritually. It's kind of like, what am I trying to say? Lenny Kravitz's song, I Can't Get You Off My Mind. It's kind of like that. For this source of hope and passion, it's kind of like that. I could never get them off my mind, and I could never get them out of my energy. So it might have been a point, I don't know, of why that solid relationship is ending, but it wasn't the main show. It's just, I see how it sits in the energy. Still has, still does, still has, always has, it seems, still does. And you question personally if you still feel that for them, even while this is closing out. Do I still feel that for them? And because sometimes you can tap into it, but you're not so sure. It's at a distance from you, but it doesn't feel that way. Sometimes it feels like it's very intimately connected, even if it's by seconds, and then it's gone again. Am I right? The way it kind of blinks in and out, that signal. Yeah. It's like I said, it's not the main reason that this is closing out. This has its own reasons for closing out. But it's also on your mind as a factor that your energy here is sometimes you question it. Is it still there for that person who I'm deeply connected to but isn't with me? Did that play a role in this? Did that play a part in it? If it did, I have to insist it wasn't the main show. If this thing was getting cycled out, it was because it was supposed to. It was time. Its chapter closed of its own accord. Okay, so now I wonder what the death is about. We'll get there. That one's tricky, that. Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady. And as this one closes out, you can't help but wonder, is the energy still there? Is it still there? Is it still there? It's still there because I can't get them out of my mind, out of my spirit, out of my heart. That's there. No. For the Cancer I'm looking at, you would know why that relationship, the square one, is closing out. Perhaps you will show me. Knight of Pentacles. It seems to have run its course. That strong lover's connection, you're aware of it, but not connected to it. Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, the Hermit. You are working on moving in your path solo, clearing up, actively clearing up. So I'm happy to see this, but also taking your time. And I agree, this is something you don't rush. Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, the Hermit. I got to take my time. I have confusion in me that needs to be addressed. I have fears in me that need to be addressed. I have anger and frustration and resentment in me that needs to be addressed. I am not moving fast. I'm not gonna. I've got a lot of shit to work through. And you do. Practically speaking, realistically speaking, and then also your kind of mental and emotional state, yes, needs your direct attention at this time. Well done. That is 1,000% correct. You're being very methodical, careful, and you are doing your level best not to demonstrate outward anger, outward frustration, and outward fear. You are determined to work through it. It's very admirable, and I like how you're taking your time with it. You know your number one job, long story short, is to heal at this time. Good. I got you. Okay, and that is individual right there. That is solo. All right, the moon is in the past. The moon is in the past. Show me that, please. The moon is clarified by the sun, the Knight of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. You do have a secret. You do have a secret. It's a big one, too. It also speaks to divinity. The sun and the moon. It's not a common combination. The yin and the yang. The masculine and the feminine. Day and night. Knight of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. The mysterious ways meets the light of day. All that jazz. That's a good song, Mysterious Ways, you too. Hell yeah. All right, the Sun, Knight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you do have a secret. It's with you. So the past doesn't necessarily mean it's over. It means we experienced it in the past, and it can still potentially affect us, such as the case with you. The Sun, Knight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. You had at some point in your past the opportunity for a new beginning, and you're hyper aware of it. It felt really warm. And you keep that locked up inside you. Or it was a private thought. I wish I had done a new beginning a long time ago or something like that. But it seems like such a solid idea in your mind. That means you're aware of it. To me, it looks like you were aware of it. Ace of Pentacles, pretty damn solid. It's pretty damn solid. This idea of happiness. Or, like I said, it could be a very tight secret that you kept with you, that you longed for a new day or a new beginning a long time ago. And it's hard to say that. So you kept it to yourself. But it seems to me you actually had a choice. Once upon a time. You associate them with the moon. By the light to the next moon. Whatever that means, you'll have to look it up. I don't have it in front of me. By the light to the next moon. Okay. Yes. But nonetheless, in reality, right here. You're healing on your own. You're doing a good job. Trust that. You're carrying a lot with you. Not only do you have to constructively work through, okay, that relationship that's quite square. I just mean that, I don't mean that to be insulting. I'm not saying that you two were like a vanilla couple or that things were boring. You might have interpreted that way, but this thing's closing out because it's done. Okay? It might be one of those doors that has a lock put on it, and you make sure that it's locked. For others of you, you're just softly closing it, wishing it well. Who knows? But that's done. The energy you keep with you is a strong connection, and I think it does represent that which you were tied to in the past at some point. Your secret knowledge. You could have had a brand new opportunity. but you gave it up or refused to look at it or fully acknowledge it, but you kept it with you as a secret. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. Again, either yours or not yours. This is why we're here, guys. I know it can make people uncomfortable. And I do the real shit. There's times I'm telling people what they want to hear, not because it's what they want to hear, because it's what's here and it just happened to match what they wanted to hear. And other times I'm telling people shit they do not want to hear. And I'm still here. Every job has its cons. Uncomfortable truths is one of mine, but also therefore makes it a pro. I want people to know what the hell they're working with. But your biggest job, your biggest responsibility by far as a viewer is to understand if it's yours. That's it. Nine of Pentacles. Or, at the end of the day, you could just be like, it's some fun entertainment from the Tarot Lady. Good point. There, 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. There's the doubt. The Empress, 9 of Pentacles twice. There's a deviation of thoughts there. Could I be part of this? Could I stand up next to this? So there's 2 9 of Pentacles. And the Empress. This means a lot to us. I need to see your 7 of Swords here. Hold on. Three of Swords, King of Wands, 10 of Wands. It's a choice. Yes, of course it's a choice. Isn't everything? 3 of Swords, King of Wands, 10 of Wands. It's a choice. And it's a burden. It's a responsibility. It's tricky, that. Your doubts turn to this person who seems to be slipping from your life, or it says it means a lot to you. You don't have any absolutes when it comes to them, but you strongly feel that you could stand next to them. You have your doubts. You do. I'm not saying you don't, you do. But the idea of them getting any further away from you also breaks your heart, so you hate saying that. There's a certain sense of responsibility that has to be born here. And that heartbreak is a possibility. Yes, it is. Heartbreak's always a possibility, disappointment. That will never not be the case. Anytime we live any sort of element in our lives, we're always subject to it. So do we step into it or step away from it? Depends on what we can handle. What we can reasonably understand that we can handle. The experience, will it make you stronger or make you weaker? But yes, as one so very competent, one very, very, I must say, competent energy slips away from you, or it feels like it makes more distance from you, it's like it hurts. You're not convinced you want them to slip away. I get that. But, also there's a lot of unknowns around it too. So even if you stand next to them, it's like I might be rejected. Mm-hmm. It's hard. I see you, long story short, some point in the future wanting to put yourself forward, but You wonder if they're too far away from you. And if so, could you put yourself forward again? Could you experience that again? There's a lot of self-doubt there. To be clear, you don't want that to be there, but it's there. Okay. It's a choice, like I said. I see you working on some key things about yourself. Fears and anxieties. Frustrations about your path. You're working on that. It might be that you're thinking about trying to prompt this too soon, because I don't want you to have so much doubt. You're right. There's always a possibility of fear of rejection, but I don't want you to give into this fear of, well, they're slipping away from me even further the longer I delay. So maybe I should... I don't want you to prompt anything you're not ready for. I don't want you to give in to the fears of your mind, but I also don't want you to have any doubt either. We need more work here. I don't think we're quite done yet. Anyway, let's move on. This one's complicated. There's that Seven of Swords. Nine of Pentacles twice. You're your own kind of tough cookie too, you know. Gosh, there's times when you can see yourself standing next to them. But then you doubt, perhaps sometimes, that your presence would be welcome or that you'd be allowed to. And God, would that hurt or what? I understand. Tells me you two are very capable, high-functioning people. I see that. Outside the big bravado there, the Lover's Connection, and outside that, what you could see for yourself so strongly in the past. Divine balance. Now the opportunity for reality presents itself, and it's scary shit, right? Just to lighten the mood a little bit, it's scary shit. I know. All right. Let's see that heart of yours, yeah? The Knight of Cups is in your strengths. It's tricky, that Cancer. Haven't I seen something like this, a variation like this for you not too long ago? Where I think I distinctly said they have no idea what you gave up. I remember that. I don't remember them too much anymore because, honey, no, we ain't got the time to remember the readings. And people will be like, they'll have a whole dialogue in comment section like they're talking to me and they expect me to know what they're talking about. I have no fucking clue. Unless people timestamp it, I have no idea what they're talking about. Because it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, from the Cancer reading 2 weeks ago. No. I can't even remember the one I just did, like, an hour ago. No. That's, no. But I remember that one distinctly. I was said, whatever it is you're connecting to has no idea what you gave up. It feels kind of like that. It's not exactly the same because now I'm seeing the exit of a very square, solid relationship. And I don't know what was wrong with it other than the fact that its time was to close. And there's an influence that never left you. It was a very powerful influence. And at once upon a time in your timeline, at some point in the past, that you kept a secret, that you understood it could be mine. All this could be mine. And you've got work to do. You know that. You're not stupid. You've got healing to do. You've got to get back on the path. And I know that from your point of view, one of your fears is the more I don't say or do anything, the more or further away they slip away from me. And that person, by all rights, is my equal. Or in some ways, I can see myself standing next to them, very similar to who they are. And I don't disagree with that. And then the doubts kick in to keep it from slipping any further away, but then there's fear of being hurt, fear of putting the heart on the line. The Star, Six of Cups, Four of Cups. I know, and you desire that very much. Your emotional self is so deeply tied to that connection. It's the Star. It's kind of like it's everything I ever wanted. I feel so deeply attached to it. You're saying you hate that there's a feeling of disappointment there. You hate it. You absolutely hate it. I was let down in that connection, and I was part of it in some way, and it was my dream. My dream come true. It's like I know I'm bonded to that person. I know I am. Your heart recognizes the strength of it. It's very unique. It's very compelling. So the strength of your heart seems to beat in one direction, and it's the strength there for you. Okay. Page of Pentacles in the environment. Let's talk about that, because the only time, the only time I saw that was here in the opening. That cycle. What happened? It seemed to be, like I said, it's at your leisure to change things or not change things. There's a lot of sadness there. Death has tried to pop out. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. As you will. Knight of Pentacles. You're showing me a continued slow dedication to close this out. You're not rushing it. That's why it's at your leisure. I see. Okay. You either can't or you won't, or you refuse to rush that environment. It's for your own sense of security and for that relationship as well. You're not rushing it. Okay. But nevertheless, you will continue on that course. This is past the point of transformation, clearly. It opened up with a cycle, and I just didn't know if you were going to lock the door, if it was going to be a soft close. It's like you're going to softly close the door, and then when you understand that it's fully closed, you will then lock it. Okay, you have no intention of going back or keeping it alive or trying to work with it. Okay. 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 So you're going to do that slow and steady. This is something you've already thought about. It's interesting. You're showing me that your biggest investment here, and one of the reasons you're going slow, is that you don't want there to be any residual outward anger or frustration for yourself, and then at this point for them either. You want to work through things as you go. So like I said, we're going to softly close the door, and when you understand it's shut, you will lock it. There won't be going any back on that one. Okay? Okay. 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 It's so firm. It's like you don't want to discuss it. And I understand. But I don't think you're ready to prompt this either, and I don't want you to, not for fear of slipping away. They look pretty solid through your eyes and on the cards in the table. On the table, it's not just some strong, vague bullshit lover's connection to you at this point, is it? Okay. It means a lot to you emotionally, and I don't know how long it's been your point of desire, but it's been there for a long time. Ever since you associated it with this sort of divinity of balance, I think it's always been with you. Anyway. Okay. All right. I feel like I need to send you a bill. Okay. I feel like Pisces showed me some complicated shit. But now I feel like you have... It's like, honey, I'm going to send you a bill. Like, honestly. But thank you for being so honest today. I really appreciate that. To be clear once more, I'm not seeing a physical crossover between that divine connection and this cycling out. It just seems like it's time. Stamped as time. It's stamped as time. Are they a fellow water sign? And Queen of Cups with the Sun. Okay. The Empress, sorry. The Magician, Queen of Pentacles. Your truth, you hope you're correct. I need you to be more in alignment with that. Okay, the Ace of Swords and your hopes and fears is substantial because it's meant to be a hard truth. Okay, one that we absolutely know to be true. I don't want you to question it because also your manifestation's wrapped up in it. So again, you need to know. Okay. Is this your person? And will they provide you a sense of quality care and self-worth? Do they enrich your life? Do they enrich your world? Do they celebrate who you are? Do they say, you can do this, babe, and you got it? Okay, do they help make your life easier? Do they make you feel more safe and more secure and more loved and cared for at the end of the day? More often than not. Okay? I can see that you had a square, safe sort of gig that, for my eyes, from my point of view, as you've shown me, its time has come to an end. You don't want to get into it. That truth, though, that empress, someone who's extremely capable, manifesting them by your side, will it be stable? Will it be good for you? Will they be good for you? You hope you're right, and I hope you are too. You're afraid you may not be. So I really want you to get clear on that. And please don't approach in this idea that they might be getting away from you. I want you to have a lot more confidence in that. I'm not saying you have to feel cocky about it. I'm not saying you have to feel 100%. What I'm saying is that there's nerves, which are normal. And then there's nerve. I want you to have that kind of nerve. Okay. This is normal. It is. For me, if I'm doing this, I've had way too much coffee. Okay? And the simplest solution is lots of water. Hydrate. But you want to be like this. And that's going to have more to do with your inner work. Okay? And your own sense of preparedness. So I don't know if they will join you. Choice is here. Choice will always be here. You saw a strong opportunity with them once. You might see it again. Can you capture lightning twice? Death. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, 3 of Cups. Bringing it together. No more energy. No more truth on that one. Yeah, this is something here that you're saying you don't have a mind for anymore, you don't have the energy for anymore, and you don't want to bring it together anymore. And it probably feels similar to you. I don't quite know what the issue was other than it was time. It was very composed, it was very tidy, it was very well put together. Okay? Point A met point B down to point C and connected back again. So it wasn't really looping on itself, but the direction stayed the same. The only real personal thing you told me is that in future you will see it's finalized. It's a truth you've accepted. You have a different Ace of Swords there. You don't have the energy for it anymore. You don't want to bring it together anymore. And in some way you understand it's returned to you in a very similar fashion. So whatever this is, might have been very straightforward, by the books, straight-laced, mechanical relationship. It served its function. Okay? It had a job, you had a job, they had a job. Everybody had a job. It may not have been the most exciting, loving, thrilling, or fulfilling, but it served its purpose. That's all I know. That's all you'll show me. On the personal side, though, as it's changing, under the conditions for which you showed me, you will not rush. Out of respect, because you want to follow the steps by the book, which seems to be the essence of that relationship, is by the books. That there's no energy to bring this together anymore. The inclination, specifically the hope, that's a hard truth that you're already familiar with. Okay? Okay, you're being very kind about it. I know that you probably have deeper inner grievances, and that one would as well. But you're showing me a firmness in that direction. The other piece, as this closes out, I believe this particular truth becomes stronger. Okay? Yours was complicated. Pisces, complicated. And don't say it's because we're water signs. Oh, don't. But goodness me, you know what though, Cancer honey? There's a fear of this. Okay. Beware. Be careful who you trust at this time. There's this thing here about the camouflage. Three. Keeping this very closed. Something about the influence. You don't want to hear the influence. Or you don't trust everybody with this stuff. I said it's very tight-lipped. Okay. Perhaps you don't trust people to understand your story or understand why that's closing. Okay. Fair. You know. Limit your vision on that one. Limit your peripheral and how others people see you. I understand that's very personal. You don't trust everybody with your story that they would necessarily understand. I get it. Okay, then. I don't see anything in opposition to that, so this clearly works. But yeah, 3. Proposal, 27. A romantic or business opportunity is indicated. There's the proposal there. I know they're doing rings. It looks all dramatic, like, oh, you're immediately going to get married. No, it's the proposition of something coming together in a solid way. Okay? I see that, and like I said, when you completely finalize and honor that truth, I think your other one is better formed, okay? And that will come together and there you are, underlying. I just saw that at the Chariot. It will move forward when it needs to, or when it's time to. All right. Okay. 31, everyone is on their own journey. I see that. You are on a particular journey here. However, that grouping was way too much. So let's try that again. Number 42, oneness is the way. How can you show more compassion and acceptance towards those you don't understand? So oneness is the way. Yeah, I see that. The consolidation here, it looks like you have a determination, slow and steady, to end this on good terms and in the most constructive way possible, slowly as possible, with that square relationship. Okay, and you want to be on the same page about it. Okay, 42. I understand. We have letters E, L, W. We have the music note. Some of you, I had that when I picked up your heart space. I said, I bet they're musically romantic too. I don't know. It's not always a guarantee. Obviously, when I see the Knights of Cups, I associate it more with poetry, romanticism, obviously vulnerability as well. That connection that is soul bond and your desire makes you feel very vulnerable. And I said also, for reasons I couldn't quite understand, you feel attached to it through music in some way, and I felt that. I couldn't understand it, but there it is. There's the music note. Yeah, music might be very important to some of you, profession, hobby, or it's your way of tuning. And by that I mean it's an intuitive process. It's quiet. Not everyone will understand it, but it does to you. Somehow you connect to this person through music, I believe. Your heart does. I know I had a Tom Petty song, Driftin'. I dismissed it. I was like, that's enough music references. I don't know. I don't remember which one it was now. But it was definitely Petty. Okay, we have the medallions of Capricorn as well as Cancer. Keywords here being ambitious as well as imaginative. Some of you, of course, you have Cancer in your chart, but you might have some Capricorn in there too. Could be connecting to you, or the season might be important. And then, I know, the yin-yang. I know, I saw that. Yeah, it's the divinity right here. It's the masculine as well as the feminine, the cool as well as the warm, okay? The brightest day and the mysterious by night. They wrap around each other, such as the black and white. They complete each other. They paint the picture. This is one we can't get off our minds and our spirit. The only thing that doesn't match at this time is the 3D, and that's what you're afraid will slip away from you, is the actual essence of that person, the physical person, and I see that. But that doesn't mean I want you to press yourself into engaging with it until you're ready, okay? That's all. They just look solid as hell. It doesn't look like they're actually... I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. But like I said, the more that truth is realized, the more this one is. I know they're playing off each other. One closes down, one opens up. Did you see that? Okay. That was... Okay. That one closes down, that truth. This one opens up and becomes more solid. How do you like my neutered decks? Yeah. Tune into the Sunday check-in. We'll talk about it. For those of you who missed my post. Yeah, we got a little censorship issue with YouTube. Yeah. Do you like it? I'm a strapless gal myself, so I decided to not give her straps. I guess she's wearing a nice little black bra there. Nice. Very nice. I think I did okay. Yeah, I've got more neutral decks on the way. Anyway, I'll talk about it Sunday. Oh, let's get some dice for you. Yes. That is number 7, 4, and 18. So 7, 4, and 18 may or may not mean anything to you. Could be the next numbers on your lottery ticket for all I know. Anyway, Cancer honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.